term that the economy of the future is technologically driven is becoming a reality, especially with the rate at which the internet is gaining momentum, whether in the bus, office, or even at home. Connecting with the rest of the world has become simplified like ABC. This compelling trend explains why the global community set aside 29th of October as a day to generate conversation on how the internet can be used to improve the standards of living. Today on Panorama from the Lagos Network Center, we will be examining internet penetration, infrastructure, and positioning Nigeria on global pedestrian to solve pressing societal challenges with the internet revolution. I am Jennifer Igwe. Thanks for joining us. Starting with technology. Now, technology is the key for effective policing in the 21st century, and the Nigerian police has continued to equip its officers with necessary training to meet growing threats and security challenges. Dr. Guyemi, who was at the opening ceremony of a conference and retreat for senior police officers, reports that the federal government renewed its commitment to providing improved welfare for police officers at the event.
Cybercrime, terrorism, as well as proliferation of firearms have posed challenges to modern-day policing. Despite these challenges, the Nigerian Police Force have recorded many successes, as this year alone, more than 2,348 armed robbery suspects, over 1,412 suspected kidnappers, 684 murder suspects, and 1,513 cultists have been arrested, while 826 kidnapped victims were rescued. 1,660 firearms and 1,612 stolen vehicles were recovered. At this conference, aimed at taking stock and training senior officers for better service, Vice President Yemi Oshibajo is charging the leadership of the force to ensure professionalism and compliance with the rule of law in its interactions with the people.
And it's the duty of you senior and strategic leaders of the police force to ensure that impunity of any kind is discouraged and punished where it is found.
The mandate of the recently signed Police Trust Fund by President Muhammadu Buhari is to ensure welfare of officers.
My word is determined to ensure that the police force and its members are given a state-of-the-art equipment to help in combating crime and criminality.
The expectation of the federal government and indeed the nation at large for a police force that is knowledge-driven, rule of law guided, community-oriented, technology-compliant, and intelligence-led shall be achieved.
The senior officers are expected to come up with effective solutions in the areas of ICT, equipment, and community policing strategies. In Lagos, Dotun Ukmiami, NTA News.
Now, President Muhammadu Buhari is in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, ahead of the Future Investment Initiative organized by Public Investment Fund of the Kingdom. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports that events to be held under the patronage of the Saudi monarch, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, will have in attendance 4,000 delegates from more than 90 countries.
President Muhammadu Buhari, accompanied by the governors of Borno, Katsina and Kebbi states, arrived at the Royal Terminal of King Khalid International Airport, Riyadh, at 10 o'clock Monday evening local time. On hand to accord him a befitting reception was a high-powered Saudi government delegation led by the governor of Riyadh province, Faisal bin Badar Al Saud. Also at the airport were the Nigerian ambassador to Saudi Arabia, ministers of foreign affairs, communications, as well as trade and investment, Minister of State for Petroleum, the National Security Advisor, Director General, National Intelligence Agency, and other senior government officials. At the Future Investment Initiative Forum, beginning on Tuesday, President Buhari will speak about the economic opportunities that abound in Nigeria, the effectiveness of his administration's policies to improve the business environment and invite investors to the country.
This is a conference of a unique type. People, in effect, who will be here for about 3 days debating the future of investment. Which direction is it taking? Which direction is industry taking? So it is important then you are here, because it then says that you are into global reckoning and that you are also a factor to reckon with. It's about the future, and hopefully we will also help in building, in partnership with all of the participants here, a bright future for our own country, for the continent of Africa.
And on the sidelines of the event, President Buhari will hold bilateral talks with the Saudi monarch, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, as well as King Abdullah II of Jordan.
Nigeria would seek a lot of opportunities with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. There will be discussions on investment, particularly in the oil sector. We have big projects that are awaiting funding, and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has an enormously big sovereign wealth fund with huge sums of money available for investment. We hope we'll get them interested in projects like the AKK gas pipeline, Abuja, Ajaokuta, Abuja, Kaduna, Kano, investment in refineries, and a lot of these things. With the Jordanians, the focus has largely been on security. Some of the discussions we have had in the past actually were to have led to the delivery in Nigeria of thousands of tankers, military tankers. We hope that we'll advance that discussion and that some of those things we agreed with them will come to fruition.
The president will also participate in the high-level event titled "What is Next for Africa?" to discuss how will investment and trade transform the continent into the next great economic success story. From Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, Adamu Sambu, NTA.
And on minimum wage, now state governors are not against the payment of 30,000 naira as national minimum wage, but there is every possibility of variation in states due to their abilities to pay. Chairman, Nigeria's Governors Forum, Kayode Fayemi, said this at the forum at the forum's meeting in Abuja at Debola Brooklyn Sunday. Report.
Although they are from different political parties, but their unity of purpose is a clear indication of their determination to serve the people better, especially in the area of workers' welfare.
New minimum wage law.
While stating the position of the governors on the directive by the Federal Executive Council that National Salaries, Income and Wages Commission and the Ministry of Labour and Employment to send consequential adjustment wage table to the states, Governor Fayemi said,
These were part of the tripartite negotiations, but states also know that there will be consequential adjustments, but that will be determined by what happens on a state-by-state basis, because there are different number of workers at state level, there are different issues at state level. Every state has its own trade union, joint negotiating committee, and they will undertake this discussion with their state governments.
The forum also commended the rapid response by healthcare agencies in the country to contain the August 2019 yellow fever outbreak.
Members pledged to commit counterpart resources to strengthen mass vaccination campaigns in our respective states. National Health Insurance Scheme.
Governor Kayode Fayemi said in the last 1 year, states have registered over 2 million people compared to 5 million Nigerians registered under the National Health Insurance Scheme over the last 14 years. Adebola, Brooklyn Sunday, NTA News.
To road safety. Now, reducing tanker-related accidents on Nigerian roads was a focus of a stakeholders meeting held in Lagos. Dr. Oguyemi reports that the consensus reached bordered on ensuring that trucks scale integrity tests and possess good tracking system before they are deployed for petroleum lifting on the highway.
Accidents involving fuel tankers and other articulated vehicles have been a recurring decimal in Nigeria. A better percentage of these accidents occur in Lagos, as the state accounts for no less than 70% of national maritime cargo freight. The most recent involved two different incidents, the first involving two trucks on Ozumba-Umbadiwe and another on a Todola Bridge in Ward Bega, involving 5 vehicles, including a truck and a bus. A life was lost. This stakeholders meeting is preferring lasting solutions to the problem.
For that to happen, we are pleading for all stakeholders to please bring your talent on the table to have a very safe transportation of our products to all locations.
Ensuring safe petroleum products transportation system in the downstream sector is another area the meeting focused upon.
We have all this bad road all over, and that's why we are trying to tell the government that even we know that they can't repair all Nigerian roads at the same time, but they have to do palliative measure.
If you take care of the human skills there, however bad the road is, the accidents will be manageable. So we need here to be able to address the fact that we need to look at the human angle to these problems.
Authorities have decided to henceforth apply appropriate sanctions against unsafe acts by tanker drivers on Nigerian roads. In Lagos, Dotun Okunyemi, NTA News.
Thank you, Dotu. We'll now take a break. Panorama continues shortly. Stay with us.
Slavery is an evil practice abolished all over the world over 200 years ago. But today, human traffickers are selling human beings as slaves in Africa. It is your responsibility to make sure that you and the people you know do not fall into slavery. Don't believe fake promises of jobs abroad.
People went to say Libya, Italy no use you when they carry me on top water. 4 days now they lock me for inside house, no food, no water. I nearly die. Now God, when me heaven and earth, now save me. If you get 1 naira for Nigeria, you get junior one, you say you no get papa, you no get mama, that make you come out. I beg go they do farm work. You better pass person when enter road.
Don't accept to travel to Europe through the Sahara Desert. You may be walking into slavery. Don't be a slave.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by
Welcome back. Now, for Nigeria to benefit from the internet revolution, efforts must be intensified to ensure safer internet penetration. This was the view of Lagosians as the global community marks Internet Day. Michael Olaleye reports.
The internet, no doubt, has altered the ways and means people communicate, although not deliberate attempt, but a subconscious one engineered by the advancement in technology. Today, the world is no longer a global village, but a digitalized one where smartphones and tablets have reduced the indispensability of the computer. In fact, it is an understatement that it is an internet age.
You can sit in comfort of your room and order for anything you want, provided it is legitimate. Or you are in need of money, you quickly go to ATM and withdraw your money. This has not been possible some years back, but now we have it.
Since 2005, when the International Internet Day was first celebrated shortly after the summit of the Information Society in Tunisia, the world has experienced a lot of progress. But where then do Nigeria rank in terms of internet penetration?
Telecommunication giants should actually do more to widen their broadwidth in order that those in the inner crannies of the surrounding of Nigeria can able to afford internet. Of course, the device is already there, the mobile device. Most of these mobile devices now give opportunity whereby they can actually browse. All they need is just the access.
Whether technology has done more good than harm remains the subject matter of cybercrime, but the evolution of internet fraud is a major concern to this digital era.
A security body of the ICT, should speed up their activities by inventing effective gadgets that can keep the activities of these fraudsters on the net.
Experts say There is need to enhance the understanding of technology and its functions for the internet to fulfill the mandate of improving standards of living. In Lagos, Michael Olale, NT News.
Now, joining me live in the studio to talk more on this is Abdurrahman Aregbe. He is a creative director and ICT manager. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Now, what is your assessment of internet presence in Nigeria? Where are we ranked?
We are ranked number 1 in Africa right now, and we are growing so fast. Like the gap between Nigeria and other countries in Africa is over 10 million. Like we have like 90 million active internet users in Nigeria right now, and we're still growing. And so far it's going well.
And I think this is an important statistics, because I was discussing before we came on air that some years ago I checked and Kenya was ranked number 1 in Africa. But if you look at in the past how many years, let me just give an instance of 5 years, the number of Nigerians on the internet, the figure I would say has tripled, because almost everyone today is on the internet.
Yes, true. Kenya is not even in the top 3 now, as we're talking right now. Nigeria is still standing at number 1, and we are undisputed. Yeah, and everybody's on the internet. Like every day, people get sensitized about how to use and familiarize with the internet and how they can make life easier for themselves with whatever they're doing. Now we have market women, we have CEOs, we have our parents.
Even dogs.
Animals. Everybody's on. Even babies, 2-year-old baby, everybody's on the internet now, and so.
So what would you say are the challenges affecting internet penetration in Nigeria?
Our number 1 challenges in Nigeria is network. There's almost no good network provider so far. Everybody's just advertising to be better, but really, network is our number 1 issue. Our second issue is light, because you can't run the internet without light. So we don't have stable power supply. So that is a big problem for us when it comes to this. Those are the 2 major issues for now, I would say.
But if, in spite of the fact that you can even get internet data package for as low as 100 naira in Nigeria, we still do not have an advantage for penetration?
No. A data of 100 naira doesn't last me personally for up to 30 minutes. It's not even up to 100 naira data is going to be maybe 100 MB. 100 MB is just me on Instagram for like 5 minutes. Everything is gone. So those are for people that don't really, not every internet user.
But so it shows how frequent Nigerians are on the internet, you say?
Yes.
Okay, but how would you say the internet has transformed lives in Nigeria?
A lot. Like nowadays, we have people eagerly dropping out of school and then still standing tall. Because after dropping out of school, they come to realize that there is a lot they can learn from the internet. A lot of people learn how to make up from the internet, how to tie gele on the internet, how to cook, and the next thing, they're already selling food and they're supplying to offices and making more money than people still studying and waiting to get out of school and then start applying for jobs and everything. So the internet is like an eye-opener for everyone. So people have got to realize that I can be whatever I want to be with the internet. So nobody's even wasting time. You see people nowadays, their 2-year-old kid is on the internet painting and drawing on tablet and everything. So it's a big eye-opener. And we need to embrace it more. And now we have a problem with people using it to do scamming. It has always been there everywhere, all over the world. Internet is used to hack and scam and do all those things. So I don't think it's only Nigeria. But Nigeria as a country needs to get better in some other aspects before we can then talk about this internet scam. Because the country is not in a good shape right now. So people see that as an opportunity to just survive. So focusing on making it like the problem is the internet is very wrong.
Well, how can we make the internet environment safer, especially with so much, you've given examples of threats and fraud and so many dubious activities that happen online?
How we can make it safer? I think that will be to our government. They need to do what they need to do. Do your job right. You're the government, you're the governor. Do your job right. Good road, good light. Let's just have light at least 17 hours a day, at least. Let's have light for 17 hours a day and see what people be doing. Like, I was once an animator, not anymore. Like, I know how hard it is for us to sit down and try to work on animation because there is no light. You need to use generator noise, everything. You want to be in the studio to shoot some special effect on green screen. You don't want the generator noise to interrupt what you're doing. All those little things. So just provide the basic as a governor.
Are you trying to say idleness and joblessness is one of the reasons why people resort to internet fraud?
Yes. almost every Nigerian can just attest to that. Like almost everybody knows a scammer. So a scammer for me is not a criminal. They say it's a criminal, but I don't want to talk much about that. But everybody knows a scammer. That's the truth.
I don't know a scammer. So when you say everybody knows a scammer,
yeah, you may not know the person is a scammer, or maybe the person could scam or can do something like that. But you know the person, but you don't know.
But will internet policing help? Do you think it will help?
No, that would be very smart. It will help. I can see they've been really doing a lot about that. I've been stopped by the police many times, and they'll stop me, go through my Gmail, go through my WhatsApp, go through so many apps. I'm like, so you guys know how to do all these things now. That's very good. But I wish you guys can do better. Like there is other, like, okay, I've been at around 11 a.m. I've been at Adeniji Bridge, and I can see some hoodlums around. And the way they were looking at me, I was scared and I was bothered. And then I saw a policeman coming right, and I was like, these are hoodlums here, and these are policemen here, and these guys are roaming around. Probably if there's no police, they could have attacked us, but I guess that's not a topic for this show. Honestly.
Yeah. So what do you think is the future of internet in Nigeria?
Well, no, there's already self-driving car now around the world, and I know without internet that can't work. And So
you're talking about the future of internet in Nigeria.
Yeah. So there are already self-driving cars, and then we're already having bionic arms and stuff like that that are like helping people live better and everything. So I know it's going to take Nigeria like nothing less than 20 to 15 years to get there, because we're still totally behind. So the future of internet in Nigeria is not bright. So far, the government are not doing the right thing. They need to do the right thing and create a platform where all this thing can come up. Because robotics is still not fully accepted. Yeah, we're still trying with robotics, as in we've not started using it to make our life better. So assuming that is being in place, we can talk about how, okay, Nigeria in the next 5 years, we can project and say, oh, in the next 5 years, Nigeria will be a better place. But for now, we're still striving with the little things. So as long as we're still striving with the little things, basic light, we still don't have good internet connection, we still don't have them. If that is not solved in the next 5 years, Nigeria is still not moving anywhere.
Okay, thank you. We've been discussing about internet penetration in Nigeria as the world marks Internet Day today with Abdurrahman Aregbe. He is a creative director and ICT manager. Thank you for coming to Panorama to educate us more. Now to sports. Now, Sunshine Spikers and Super Force Club celebrate